Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and I have been working in this tag journal for some time. The papers were cut. Some of the papers I have used it in some other journals when I needed some packing paper or something of that sort, and these were just lying very much neglected and needed a lot of attention, sort of in a state. So I decided to work on the all the backlog projects that I have, not start anything new right away, and revamp and revisit them and see if they need a little bit of extra love. So that is the main thing that I have in the pipeline, along with the new digitals that I'm going to be coming out with. That's okay. But apart from making journals, these are the only things that I'm going to be doing new. So I had these, this was the state this journal was in. Okay, only the pages were cut, and they are basically very neutral, and you can use journals like this for any purpose. You don't have to have them for certain season, like this has to be this has to be this. Doesn't have to be like that. So what I decided to do was that I'm going to make these journals. Like, these were the papers that were leftovers from the previous big projects that I had done, bigger journals, and I decided to use them up in this way, more or less color coordinated, so that even though the pages are from different designers and different kits, they don't they gel well together. They sort of flow from one, I don't know if it is making sense to you, but kind of flows into each other, and it looks very blended and put together. So the idea started like that, and then what I did was, I had these pages, but I need to add a few more to these, and I made something like this. These are very easy to make, on the go kind of journals. It's just that I love a lot of stitching, I love a lot of tactile elements, and that is the reason why you see a lot of things speaking out from all the three sides. And this has a fabric spine. Fabric spine journals are more flexible sort of thing, and also it lends a little bit of sturdiness to your project. So what I have here is something which is totally incomplete, but this one is just the bare bones. So this is going to be transformed into this. So I will show you in bits and pieces how I'm working along, but I have this envelope that I made using some digitals. This page is from DG and SVG Designs, and I'm going to be putting this in the middle of the signature. Now, you don't have to have an envelope to create an envelope like this. Just like I had shown how you can make a vellum window pocket, vellum window envelope for the center. This is another of that kind. You can create pockets over here, but I've not done that. I've done it very simply, and if you want to follow how I did this, just watch this video and you will be able to do it like anybody else. So this is the one that we'll be adding that pocket to, the double pocket. So kind of I would like to have the pocket kind of cohesive with this. So what I'll do is, so this is actually a freebie that I shared in my Facebook group. So this is actually a 4-page collage label kit. I'm calling this collage label kit because you have 2 sheets of collage, 2 pages of collage sheets. Let me show you. I just had this because I wanted to cut these down. So basically it started off with this. Okay, so I created this very neutral background, and then I started adding layers to it. Okay, and then I added this. I added the floral accents. I know it looks a little bit dark. I added a little bit of floral accent, and so that when you cut them down, you can have a little bit of floral interest. So that's in the second page, and on the third page what I did was I just layered some labels. So you can fussy cut these out, and also you can use these strips that you have, creating thin clusters. I'll probably show you how I'm going to use even these bits up. But what happens is sometimes I get so carried away when I'm working. I do not switch on the camera or film the entire process, but I will try and show you what I mean by this. And if you've not yet joined my Facebook group, then you're missing out hugely, because I do have quite a lot of things that's going on in the Facebook group. I do give regular freebies, and you get to use them in your journals. Of course, you're not I would highly request you not to share them digitally or sell the files as it is, but you can definitely use them in your projects and sell them. Sell the projects, I mean physical journals. So I have this, so I'm going to be using all these in the journals. So I thought I'd share this, that this is in my Facebook group, and the links are going to be in the description box, so you can check that. So what I'll do is I will create a central envelope insert sort of thing. Okay, so this is the page, and I want something to blend well with this page. Now you can do this with any kind of paper, but since I want this envelope to stand against this as a backdrop, I want this to sort of blend in, but not so much, but a little bit. So I'm going to be going through the papers that I have close by and see what works best, and probably use that. So I can use something very neutral like so. I think I'm going to go with this. This is very good. Like, I can then embellish this as I like. So I'm going to go with this paper. And the good thing with papers like this is that you don't need to bother about the orientation. Like, things can be upside down and it's totally fine, because these are kind of collage sheets, masterboard looking. So it's totally fine if you have things like that. And since my printer doesn't print borderless, I have to chop these off. Okay, so this is done. So the next thing I want to make sure is I want certain things to be like, if I turn this over, I want this tree to be the focal point sort of thing. Okay, so I'm going to fold this page into two sections. One is going to form the lid or the flap, and the other part is going to form the body. So I'm going to see the measurement what I've done, and I'm not a big person on measurement, I just eyeball it, but this time around I think I'm going to take the measurement. So it's 3 inches, 3 inches and 3.5 inches. Okay, so we're going to fold it twice. We're going to fold it at 3 inches, so we're going to fold it at 3 inches. So this is how I do it. And then I'm going to fold it at 3.5, just enough to have a little bit of space. That's it. I'm going to fold this at 3 inches. Just let me move this aside. So this is 3 inches. Okay, love this image. And the 3, oh my god, I don't know what is it with me and numbers. I like to add numbers and labels. And then I'm just going to take this and you have your envelope. So it totally depends upon. So what I did was, I'm just going to go through it again. So I scored at 3 inches and then I folded this. That's it, nothing else. And then this is the flap, and here I have just taken 1/2 inch and then I've folded the rest. This is just to give you a little bit of space to put things in. So this is all I did. So I'm going to make another one and show you. You can mass make these. They're really good to build your stash, and trust me, they work out so well. So we're going to make another one. Just a second. Let me get one of those sheets. I did have some ephemera sheets. Okay. So if you have something like oriented in this fashion, then you can do the same, but it bugs me, honestly. So what I do is, when I'm using something like this, I'm going to fold it this way. So let's make one in this manner. So, and then we're going to shape them up. So, and trust me, they are very good stash builders. You can embellish them, you can just keep them as it is. If your paper is pretty enough, you don't need to do anything. You can just highlight the paper itself. But probably I'm going to be adding a few things on this one, because this is a kind of ephemera collage sort of thing. So I just make sure that the thing that's facing me, like this side, I want this to be, you know, in the correct orientation, so that the writings are not totally inverted. Like if your 3 is inverted, then I don't know about you people, but it bugs me for no reason. I have no reason for that. But if the flap on the top part has inverted you know, things like it's inverted, the script is inverted, it doesn't bug me. I know it's weird, but that's how things are. So see how this, because this is a you know, this is a portrait orientation paper, like your document size. The envelope that we're creating has more depth in this way, because I want to keep this word here, but I also am going to fold this a little bit so that the envelope has a little bit of strength. So you totally don't need to measure anything whatsoever. It can be totally customized. And this is your flap. That's it. So now we can shape this. If you want a double envelope, you can definitely give it a shape. So I'm going to show you how you do that. So I'm going to fold this. Probably we're going to make a few more and show you. So we have the first crease that is just halfway from the center, and I'm going to make a notch till this cross section, okay, not more than that. So that's done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a little bit of shape to the flap. You can use anything you want. You can even keep them as they are, but what I'll do is I'll just fold this, okay, and I'll show you what I mean by this. Okay, I have this cut down. So I'm going to mimic the same thing. I'm going to mimic the same thing with the other side. So again, I'm going to fold this till the center, but I'm not going to crease it. Okay, or you can do one thing better. You can just fold it as they are. Of course, you can do it any way you like. Then I'm going to go back and round them a little bit. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I have this, okay, done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to round this a little bit. Okay. So you have this. I know you might think it's a little bit battered. It won't be once you ink everything up and put it inside your... You can round the corners with your corner punch, but I just do it this way and it works out fine. So if you feel that these two are very close by, what you can do is you can just take a sliver off from both the sides, and so they'll close just a sliver, not more than that. Okay. So I'll probably ink everything up. Now it's done. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll go to my sewing machine and then stitch this, but for now I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to leave it like this. And at the back, as you can see, this is inverted, but you can always cover this up. So what I could do is use a label sort of thing. So I have to see if this fits or if this is too big. So what I can do is, this is the freebie that I have given in my Facebook group. So you can so I'm going to be using this label. Okay. And I'm not going to even throw away the scraps. Probably I'll make some clusters using this. Also, there's going to be something that I'm starting, that is okay, so let's see. So I can embellish this like so, and you can see it's partially covered. You can make it into a pocket also if you so want. You can do it this way also, like this way. So this way, if you do, you can tuck things in, and that's going to be cool too. So it's totally up to you how you want to cover these things up. So, and on the other side, you can just add some label just to balance things out, or you can do some collage over here with labels and all. So that's how I'd like to do these envelopes. And this is just the two orientation of papers that you can simply use that I've shown. This is the portrait format, the the document format, you can say, and this is the other format. So this is going to be actually used in the journal itself. So what I'll do is same thing. I'm going to see how much I need. Basically, I don't need this entire length, so I'm going to chop off even before I fold, otherwise it's going to be of no good use. So I have this is going to be my template, and what I'll do is I'll line this up. Okay, I'll line this up and I'll chop this part off. So now I have the same format over here. Now as for the lids, I'm going to do the same. Since I've already done this, I'm just going to layer this up. Okay, and I'm going to take off the extra. Okay, and then I'll just fold this. So this is the middle section, and I'm going to just this is the basic layout. Now you can take it to another level. As I said, you can add a window over here or over here. It's totally up to you. You can add collage elements. You can already see the labels on both the sides, how I have positioned them in such a way on the page that you can use them in different manner. And that was the whole idea. Like, it has to be something which everybody can use in different manner. So this is, I've just eyeballed this. This is not perfect. And now what I'll do is I'll ink up the entire thing, and I just need to trim off a teeny bit from this side so that the flaps close without any hindrance. Okay, just a tiny bit. And when you're trimming this, it's best that you do it, you know, a slightly angular way so that you don't have any, so probably you won't be able to see this, just a little. Okay, I'm going to be taking off a little bit from here because, okay, so this is how it's looking, so that when I'm putting this inside the signature, or if I'm stitching this in the middle of the signature, this has a easy way of closing and opening. I will add a little bit of paper on the edge because that's what I always do. I don't want the, you know, the pocket to get caught and get torn or anything of that sort. You can add this label over here, and this can be your closure also. So we'll see, but I don't have the same exact thing printed out. Like what you see is different kinds of labels over here. So if you want an exact second one, you'll have to print this paper twice. So I don't have it printed in doubles, so I'm not going to be adding this right away. I don't know whether I'll be adding this over here. We'll see. We'll see that later on. For now, I'm just going to add something over here just so that it is like so. What I usually do, I have shown this so many times, so people must have been bored by now. I always, now in the middle, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to carry over this paper throughout the entire section, because that way this middle part will become bulky and might have difficulty in closing or opening or stitching perhaps. I'm not sure, so I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to do it this way. So I'm just lining this paper up. No rocket science, nothing special. It's just my way of doing things. And if you keep on following, I will be completing this. And I also have so many, you know, pending projects, you can say, which I need to complete. Okay, I'm looking for some scrap that I can add. So I'm going to be adding this probably. Okay. So what I do is, when I have thinner scraps, I either spray tea coffee solution on them and dry them, and then you can stamp on them, you can emboss on them, you can, you know, stencil on them, you can do the whole thing. So I'm not going to keep it this wide. Okay, I'm going to let this dry a little bit. In the meantime, what we can do is we can ink up the entire thing, you know, all this. And also by that time this glue is going to dry up. I'm going to show you how it looks after stitching. So I've basically inked everything up. I hope I'm in frame. So I have inked everything up, and as you can see, it's simple two-fold kind of envelope. Just let me show you. So it's just simply two-fold kind of envelope. If you're using a landscape format, that is the lengthwise one, you just need to fold it this way. That way your pockets are going to be a little bit shallower, and if you are using something like a portrait orientation or the lengthwise orientation, your pockets are going to be taller, and in that case you would not have much on the sides. This one I had to trim down a little bit, this much, and in this case I didn't have to trim down anything, only my pockets were a little bit taller, so that's okay. And if the orientation bugs you, the best tip that I can give you, go for neutral collage sheets like these, the ones that I'm using. It can be from any shop, or you can go with any kind of pattern that is all over the same, like something like this. This one is from Journal Boat. I totally apologize for that sound of the, you know, the motorcycle or something. Someone is trying to it's really annoying, you know, and it's been going on for a few days, so I just kept postponing the videos and stuff like this. But you know, things have to happen, and this is what it is. So you can, if it bugs you, then you can use something like this. But personally, I would like to do something, you know, these pockets with something like these, because even if it's sideways or upside down, because this is a collage masterboard style, you can get away with that. You know, if you choose to, you can cover up. If you don't want to, it's nothing, like you can live with that. So personally, I prefer masterboard collage sheets, but still it's doable with other sheets also. So this is what it is. I'm just going to stitch all around and come back to show you how it looks. So I have completed the sewing, and let me show you how it's going to look. All the papers are going here and there, so because I wanted to bring out this beigey kind of color, taupe and beigey colors, so I've used this. And even though this was not what was on my mind, but when I put those papers together, I saw this works best. And I'm going to show you the other one that I've done. So I will be, the next video is going to be like while I work on this, and that will probably not be, that will just be a fast forward kind of video, because it's going to take a while. But of course, you can watch them if you like. And by this time, if you've not yet subscribed, then please subscribe to my channel. This would mean a lot to me. And if you want to get these freebies and join my Facebook group, you're more than welcome. It's a happy place where people can share their projects, of course. And you know, from time to time I do share some things here and there. And this is the other one that I had worked on. So this is the second one that I just showed you, and this is the first one. So they are different, as you can see. This one is more a kind of everything florally sort of thing, but this one is not like that. But of course I'm going to put accents on this one as well as on that one, so you'll see the difference. So this is still a work in progress, and I'm going to be working on this. But before that, I'm going to keep on adding a few things to this journal, and then, you know, stitch the pockets and stuff like that. And I will you know, just take you along sort of thing in the next part. So keep watching, don't go anywhere, and please subscribe, hit the like button, keep commenting. Thank you everybody for watching this. Bye, have a great day.